Hello, and welcome to Burning Books Truth video number 3. Still reading from Generation of Swine by S Thompson. In my new gaff, hence a different background. So let's just get straight into this. So in this video series, I just read currently from S Thompson, and then just kind of, I guess, like give some thoughts afterwards, and usually do it in a kind of wry, amusing style. Anyway, memory from the war room. The park was crowded on Sunday. Ferdinand Marcos said that last Sunday afternoon in Manala, he spoke in measured tones, they say, as he paced around his balcony and shrugged now and then for the TV cameras. With the air of a man who's never really liked Sundays. Anyway, the park's over from that manner. Ferdinand was never one of those guys you saw kicking the soccer ball around in Rizal Park on Sunday afternoons. He was busy all the time, even on the Lord's Day. Politics. Always politics. If it wasn't brunch from with the man from Crop, it was phone calls from Singapore on complaints about the latest shipment of the fat young boys to the cabinet meetings, or the price of bullets in Belgium. Sundays were never easy for the Marcotte family, but this last one had a fly for all its own. Rizal Park was not just crowded that day, it was jammed shoulder to shoulder, sidewalk to sidewalk for what looked like 2 or 3 solid blocks in every direction. Maybe 500,000 people, and they're all calling for Ferdinand Marcos' head. Bad business in the Philippines. By midnight on Sunday, Marcos had lost control of the army, and rogue generals were calling mutinous news conferences. And by Sunday, the jig was up. Only the dealing remained. Presidential licenses for the nation's dog racing tracks were not being renewed this year. Ferdinand is big in the greyhound business. $2 million or $3 million a year just for shaking hands on the portico with any swinning round-eyed fixer who would front all the dogs, and then a quick autograph on the contract, washing his hands of the details, or leaving it with Amelda. His wife was good at business. I don't know what's happening to my accent. It's going all over the shop. That's not part of it. She'll get along well with Michelle Duvalier, the sleek and extravagant wife of the doomed baby dog, and they finally get settled into their digs on Velcro Island, where she should just have put the shower. We need a home for these people when they go belly up and start looking around on short notice for a place where they can act like they did in their old days, and mingle endlessly with their own kind. It's a hideous fort, a small and stateless island with no extradition treaties, where all the neighbours are guilty and no crime is seen as too heinous. People like Marcos and Duvalier and Idi Amin will be there. Bebe Rebozo and D.B. Cooper living together in some kind of monstrous Tangier-style harmony and locked away forever, with plenty of whiskey and servants from the cares of the outside world. Meanwhile, we're going to see some very tangible human episodes in the TV news out of Manila for the next few days. There will be examples of extreme behaviour on both sides, but Phil Habib had done his work well. Ferdinand will be off to Vesco Island before the next full moon. Take my word for it. And please forward official receipts for the brown bag of expense money that I sent back, which is meanly a matter of discipline. As for Haiti, there's no word yet from Mick Jagger, no rooms at the Great Olafson Hotel. At least not until Mick arrives. And in the meantime, I have people to see in Miami. These things will come together in due time. Yesterday, a blizzard filled the dish with 2 tons of wet snow. I had to clear myself in a small room. A film crew recorded my struggle, and Nazi J, lieutenant, came out of his house to mock me as I staggered around in the snowdrifts. He has no eyes to big eye, no possible way to wire me in. It would split and diminish my signal. Now, we could do that, the boss used to say, but it would be wrong. There's no point in scanning the skies or anything less than the finest and most sensitive equipment. Last night I pulled in a hazy black and white signal that was not even listed. It was an old Jim Morrison concert, or maybe a pirated video. These things never made clear. Bird scans 22 satellites from east to west, 6 or 8 seconds apart. Maybe 200 channels full of old movies and Jesus freaks in the raw network newsfeed for places like WXYZ and Detroit, along with NASA transmissions from Houston and 40 old stag films out of Mexico City. There is too much lame garbage, far more than a sane man can stand. With the right kind of equipment, or even the wrong kind, and a fine hand on the knobs, you can pick up the collected speeches of Henry Kissinger, a censored version of Deep Throat, 101 famous games of Harlem Globetrotters. There's no end to it. All day and night, and in some kind of relentless auto reverse that never sleeps. But you don't get a lot of Jim Morrison. That is what we call a special, straight black and white footage of crazy Jim on stage in the old days. With a voice like Fred Neitz, an ass smarter than James Dean, and a band that could walk with the king, or anybody else. There were some nights from the doors of the best band in the world. Morrison understood this, and it haunted him all his life. On some nights he was noisy and lewd, and others he just practiced. But every once in a while he would get into his head and go out and dance to the big boys. And on a night like that he was more than special. Jim Morrison could play music with anybody. One of these days we'll get around to naming names to the real Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In the nervous right now realm beyond Elvis and Chuck Berry and Little Richard, and the talk will turn to names like Bob and Mick, to tunes like Morrison Hotel. Play it sometime. Crank it all the way up on one of those huge, obsolete, wire-burning Macintosh amps and 80 custom-built speakers. Then stand back somewhere on the main beams of a big log house and feel the music come up through your femurs. Ho ho. And after that you can always say for sure that you once knew what it was like to hear men play rock and roll music. I read that today, I fucking love it. I love the end of it, it's just so fucking awesome. Turn up your Macintosh speakers. I just love it. I just love the end of that. The start of it is a bit like, well, I mean, it's one of S Thompson, so obviously it's going to be a bit kind of like all over the place and kind of, you know, just sometimes in the space of a few sentences he jumps around so much. But I kind of like what I like it. It's almost like that kind of Boris-esque kind of cut-up technique. Well, not cut-up technique, but you know, like collage. It's almost like written collage sometimes. But that's all analysis and bollocks. I just really enjoyed that extract. That piece from the book is called The Gonzo Salvage Co. It's one of my favourites so far I've read. So I'm almost halfway through this book now. So let's do a few more of these when I get to them. It's almost like, yeah, anyway, I'll leave this here. Boredom, but it's fun.